Hello, girls of royalty. This is your blogger Alicia here with Christian author Danielle Martin. I'm so excited. She's one of my favorite authors. I love all of her writing. She writes poetry, she writes fiction, and we're here with Danielle today. And her most recent novel is The Mourning After. And I'm really excited to be interviewing her today. So welcome, Danielle, to our Girls of Royalty family. Danielle, I want you to tell our viewers more about your novel, more about the protagonist, Joni, a little bit about her story. Right. Don't give it all away, but tell us a little bit about her.
Okay, The Mourning After, first of all, if you haven't seen or read the book, it's spelled M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, going through mourning. I kind of wanted to tell a story about faith.
Right.
Of course, like you said, it's a Christian fiction novel. And a lot of times, of course, in church, growing up in church, we're all expected to have the faith the size of the mustard seed and all that. So I kind of wanted to write a story about faith being tested.
Right.
When we're so deeply rooted and grounded in God, and we're proclaiming it to everybody, and we're living it, and they see us living it, but then something happens, and our faith is tested. Like, we do love God, we believe in Him, but sometimes because we're humans, and then we have human reactions to the things that we go through. Right. And of course, the protagonist is Joni. Joni Marks, actually. She's a good girl, raised in the church. She got saved young. She's always done everything by the book, and she loves the Lord. And like I just said, she's living it in front of everybody, boldly proclaiming it. And all she wants now, because she has everything that she's ever wanted, is the guy. You know,
right.
All girls want to get married to
we all do. We all do.
So that's all she wants, and she prays for it, and she does get it, and that's all I'm going to say, because after that, she kind of goes through some things, and that's when her faith is tested.
Oh,
so you have to get the book.
You got to get the book. You got to get the book. All right. So my next question, I want to know, because I feel like writing a book is one of the hardest things. Like, honestly, when we were talking about it, and I was like, man, I really don't know how you did it. Really, like, where do you get your inspiration from for your characters and for your stories?
Well, that everywhere, and just to be more literally everywhere. I watch a lot of TV. I've been reading since I was a child. My mother was a teacher. Me and my brothers were required to read all the time. So just growing up and having that background of stories kind of helps you write, because you know what works, you know what doesn't work. You kind of find your niche in stories, and just kind of growing up with characters already. And of course, with this story, I remember riding in the car with some friends, and they were talking about this situation that was kind of similar to what I was writing about. So I was like, what would I do in that situation? And I had another book that I was starting, but this one spoke so loudly to me, and I remember praying about it, like, Lord, should I finish, what I started? This story just really grabbed me, because I don't know what I would have done if I was Joni in that situation.
Wow.
So the inspiration came from just listening to people talk, but I watch TV, I listen to people talk all the time, watch the news, and that's where I get inspiration for, like, everything. I have characters waiting to be written about.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's cool, though. That's really cool, because when I was just thinking about, man, like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could just think about all those things, original characters and original storylines, like, be creative enough to create
now
things like that.
Now, with the names, and one of my best friends who testified with the names, oh my God, I went through it. I have this thing where it has to ring inside of me.
Right.
Like, you may say, oh, name her Miranda. And I'm like, Miranda's a cute name, but it didn't really ring inside of me. So I remember we were just going through names, and I was like, this is not working. This is a cute name, but this is not working. And I think she sent Joan. I was like, oh my God, that's it. It's just, sometimes I just know. It kind of just rings inside of me, and she laughs about that all the time. But that's how I know what works for me as far as writing. It kind of like rings on the inside of me.
Right.
So.
That's cool. That's really cool. So my next question is, where would you say your favorite place to write is? Because I know we have some writers that love our site, and we have a lot of bloggers, a lot of women that write, and they may be interested in writing books. So, where would you say your favorite place to write is?
Honestly, my favorite place to write is at home. And I know that I go to Barnes & Noble, I go to Starbucks, go to the library, and I love all those places. But when I am most productive and most creative writing is at the comfort of my home. I have my own little home office desk. I have everything where I know where it is, reference books and inspirational pictures of this, and it works for me. Like when the kids are sleeping and I'm just there and it's quiet, that's when I actually have like the most success in writing. So at home is my favorite place to write.
That's cool. That's cool. Another thing too, you self-publish. That's amazing. That's incredible. So what made you want to self-publish? Like, what made you want to just get into that?
Well, honestly, I just didn't want to wait 5 to 10 years for a major publisher to maybe pick it up. You know,
Right.
I know with self-publishing, I can do it now rather than having to wait and pitch to different agents and publishing houses to maybe get picked up or maybe not. So I felt that my stories and more stories that I'm going to write about should be written now. Like, I don't want to wait to put it out. I don't think people should have to wait to read them either. So I self-published it because it's convenient. It's now, you know, you don't have to wait. It made me feel better about it because, you know, I put my own work into it. So to self-publish made me even appreciate what I did even more.
Right.
Because that wasn't easy as well, you know, so
Right.
it made me appreciate it a lot more.
That's incredible. Like, that's incredible. But I mean, like, that's a good thing about being grounded and knowing, you know, who you are as a writer, and just having faith in your work and having faith in God, and knowing, you know, if you put forth the effort, or, you know, and if you put forth the works, that God will, you know, put his on top of it.
And I definitely have more faith in God than my works. You know, I just trust
Right.
him. I pray a lot when I write, and I listen to worship music a lot when I'm writing, especially like there were a few church scenes in there. And because I wanted it to feel authentic or what I've actually experienced in church or other people that I know, I would put on worship music and kind of meditate first before I begin to write those scenes. So, yeah, more faith in God than in my work. But
Right.
yeah.
So, last question. I don't want to keep you too long, because I know we're in the studio right here. Because not only does this girl write, she can sing like nobody's business, and she sings in a group. So, you know, we're in the studio here, and I'm really excited to be here with her. But my last question for you is, again, we do have a lot of, you know, people that read our blogs, and a lot of people that, you know, frequent our site that are writers, are interested in writing, maybe getting into Christian fiction or just getting into writing in general. So what advice would you give for other women that are interested, you know, in writing books and publishing?
Well, it's so cliche, but just do it. Just start writing. I know a lot of times when people talk about writer's block all the time, or they don't have time to do it, or the resources or the money. I don't think I really did either. But I, again, believe in my story. I had faith in God. Our pastor always talks about provision waits. You know, once you step out and do it, then God will meet you where you are.
Right.
So for those who want to write, just begin to write. Like, if you are busy and you're working, you have children, and you're married, and you have other things going on, set aside like 30 minutes a day and just write. You know, and self-publishing, like I said, it's right now. You don't necessarily have to wait anymore. Like, the publishing game is actually changing. More people are self-publishing than ever.
Right.
So it's easier. And also, I do have a company, the Camden Company, where we do editing, I do book coaching, ghostwriting, and proofreading for that. So if they do want to write, they can reach out to me on my website, which is www.DanielleAlysse
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I would love to.
That would be so cool. So, girls of royalty, any royal girls that are interested in writing, Danielle has her own publishing company, the Camden Company, and you can go to DanielleAlysse.com.
Danielle Alysse Martin.
DanielleAlyseMartin.com. Did y'all get it the first time? DanielleAlyseMartin.com. I'm going to put it in the link, and she will help you with your publishing, your self-editing, all these great things. She would definitely be willing to help you with it. So I'm so excited about that. I'll call you, girl. Maybe we can, you know, do something. But that's great. So I know, you know, I'm not supposed to ask this, but since I'm going to put you on the spot here, so do you think that there'll maybe be a sequel or, you know, any more books after this one? The story is kind of intense.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't going to do it. That was not the plan. But once people began to read the book and they started writing me back about Joni Donovan and Lovelace, I've been getting great reviews, and I thank God for that. Like, I've been getting great reviews where women see themselves as Joni, or they were on the business, kind of speaking to the hearts of people who are reading. They were like, I gotta know more. Like, why would you end it like that? Like, what's happening? And I know how that feels when you watch a good movie, or even when I read a good book, you become so immersed in the lives of the characters, you really want to know, like, what is she gonna do next week now that this book is over? So I prayed about it for a couple of days and talked with a friend of mine. She and I partnered up on a lot on things, and I have decided to actually make this into a trilogy.
Oh wow!
So there are 2 more books coming.
See, we got the inside scoop right here. Girls
Now
of
the
Royalty.
names and dates and stuff, I won't reveal that yes, but I am going to write 2 more books about Joan and Donna and their lives.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
So
to say.
so you are the first to know that.
See, this is exclusive right here. Exclusive
Yes.
Danielle Martin info. So there will be a sequel and another. This is
Yes.
going to be a trilogy. I can't do it right now. I really can't. So we're really excited to have Danielle Alysse Martin here with us for girlsofroyalty.com. This is our first series in our video blog for Crown TV. Thank you guys for watching. Get ready because we're going to do another one. When this next book comes out, we're going to have to do some talking. We're going to have to put this out for our readers to read. And sometimes we do we do like a book club for girlsofroyalty.com. So we might have to see about us reading your book together because it's incredible.
I would love to read it with you.
Yes, that would be really cool. We can do a live chat where you can talk about the characters on YouTube. I would love that. Okay. We can do it here. Bring it back. That would be really good. So thank you so much for sitting with me. I enjoyed you. Oh my gosh. A trilogy. I don't know what to do. All right. Thank you guys for watching. That's